Hello there. Welcome back to EBM N6. In this video, we want to look at a question from the recent question paper of June 2024. We're going to look at paper one, and this is question one on paper one, and this is the multiple choice section that we want to look at. So, this is the question that we have. It reads various options are given as possible answers to the following questions. Choose the answer and write only the letter A to G next to the question number. That is 1.1.1 in the answer book. So we are given the question that we are given there. So we're going to start on 1.1.1 as we go forward. So it reads, which one of the following is a competitive force? So we have got A, licensing, B, substitute products, C, strategic alliance, D, major. So according to the responses that we have the answer is our substitute products. So the explanation that we have in terms of competitive force is the explanation according to Porter 2008. And it says the state of competition in a particular industry depends on 5 basic forces. That is 1, new competitors, 2, bargaining power of suppliers, 3, bargaining power of customers, 3, rival among current competitors, and 4, we've got also substitute products or services. So this is what we have in terms of the explanation of competitive force. So we are seeing that one of the forces is substitute products. So substitute products is the correct answer that we have there. Then we go to 1.1.2. It reads, what is the main purpose of a business plan? Maybe we would want to first to understand what we mean by a business plan. But we know that a business plan is a document that details a company's goals and how it plans to achieve them. So basically, in a nutshell, that is what we have in terms of business plan. So according to the responses that we have, we can go through each and every response and try to understand which one is applicable to being a purpose of a business plan. So 1.1.2, the answer that we have there is B. So which is the plan helps the company to develop a roadmap to follow. So this is what we have. So we can just move on to the next part of the question. So on 1.1.3, that's where we are now. It reads, strategic planning is a process that does not involve death. So strategic planning, its explanation is that it is a process by which an organization and organization leaders define their vision for the future and identify their organization goals and objectives. So basically, it explains about the future in terms of how do they plan their future. So according to the responses now that we are given there, you'd see that the question is saying strategic planning is a process that does not involve. Let's just take note there. That does not involve. So if you look at market conditions, it does involve. And then technological developments, it does involve. The availability of resources also does involve. So the only odd one out that we have there is women entrepreneurs. So we have going, D is our answer on 1.1.3. Then we go to 1.1.4. Factors that affect strategic planning include we've got the economy, customers, the availability of resources, all of the above. So you'd see that all of them are factors that affect strategic planning. Economy do affect strategic planning. So remember, when we are planning about the future, the position of the economy, whether there's a recession or there's a boom, we are going to notice that it's going to affect our strategic planning process. And then even the customers, in terms of their ability to buy products, is also going to in a way affect our plans. Then availability of resources also is going to affect. So the most appropriate answer that we have there, the correct answer that we have is D. So we have D there, 1.1.4. Then we go to 1.1.5. It reads, objectives are important for small businesses managers because objectives are important for small business managers because it's let's just try to say what do we have in terms of the importances of objectives. So A, we have got cannot be converted into specific actions. B, cannot be replaced by management. C, provides direction. D, establish short-term priorities. So you'll see that the correct answer that we have there is that objectives are important for small business managers because it provides direction, which is very correct. Objectives do provide direction. Remember, objectives, we are saying these are the targets that we want to meet and where we want to go. So obviously, in terms of we are being directed of where to go. So this is what we have in terms of objectives. It provides a direction. So we've got C. That's the correct answer that we have there. Then 1.1.6 says dash is not a step in the decision-making process. We've got problem awareness, data analysis, development of alternatives. Obviously, in problem awareness is going to be part of decision-making process, because for you to make a decision, there should be a problem, isn't it? Then we go to B, data analysis. Obviously, we have to analyze the data. And then development of alternatives. Obviously, when you're making a decision, it means you are going to choose between alternatives. So D, we have got brainstorming. So brainstorming becomes the odd one out that we have there. So 1.1.6, and the answer that we have is D. Remember, the question is looking for which one is not a step in the decision-making process. So brainstorming can never be part of a decision-making process. So this is what we have. Then we can go on to see what we have next. If you go to 1.1.7, it reads, which one of the following is not a rule and formal process used in a brainstorming meeting? A, selecting a chairperson. B, selecting a person to take down notes. C, not commanding or rejecting any suggestions. D, allowing only adults to talk. So you see that the word on what there is clear, which is D. Remember, this question is again saying which one of following is not a rule. So allowing only adults to talk can never be a rule in the brainstorming meeting. So we have D is the correct answer. 1.1.8, which forces are driving entrepreneurial trends in South Africa? So if you go through each and every response that you are given there, that is 1.1.8, you are going to see that B is the correct answer. You see entrepreneurs, technological advancements, shifts to a service economy. So B is the correct answer that we have there. And then we have got 1.1.9, home-based business require. Home-based business require A, limited space, B, large space, C, huge capital, D, identity documents. So you see that home-based business, we are saying this business that is being done in households, obviously, in terms of a large space, there's no need for large space. And C, huge capital, there's no need for huge capital, since this thing is going to be done at a small scale. And then we have got identity documents. There are no identity documents that are being needed when you're operating at a household. So obviously, the correct answer that we have is limited space. So of course, we have a limited space when we are operating home-based. So A is the correct answer. Then we go to 1.1.10. When two companies of roughly equal size decide to combine their efforts together, it is known as, obviously, this one is a merger. And we're having a 10, B. 11, why is change necessary in business? Why is change necessary in business? A, we've got training and development. B, competition would be out there. C, A and B. D, none of the above. So you see that change is necessary in a business for the effect of training and development, which is correct. Competition would be out there. Yes, we want to respond to competition that is there outside, so we need to change. So you'd see that C is the correct answer, which is saying A and B. So we have got C. And then 1.1.12, the following changes may benefit a business. The following changes may benefit a business. So we are saying we have got political, environmental, and structural. That is A. B, political, environmental, and capital. C, political, environmental, education. C, all of the above. So you'd see that A is most appropriate, whereby we are saying political, environmental, and structural. So we have A. Then 1.1.13, which is stating a mission statement must include the following. So basically, what we mean by a mission statement would be very important for us before we answer the question. So you see that a mission statement is used by a company to explain in simple and accurate terms its purpose for being there. So this is what we have in terms of a mission statement. Generally, you would see that a mission statement is constructed being short, and in most cases, it can be a single sentence or a paragraph. So, but basically, we are saying a mission statement is not something that is long. It's not a very long document. It's just something that comes in the form of a sentence, or it might be a paragraph. Then, the main purpose of preparing setting this mission statement is to motivate employees and reassuring investors of the company's future. So this is what we have. So you know that a mission statement is part of the strategy of a company. So obviously we are trying to reassure our investors in our operations. So this is what we have in terms of a mission statement. Then our question, if you go back to our question, is saying a mission statement must include the following: A is saying C and D. A is saying C and D, then B is saying auditor statement, C is saying product or service, D is saying identity of the business. So you'd see that a mission statement, you'd see that it includes the product or service. The product or service that you are offering should be inside the mission statement, or it should be a component of the mission statement. And then even the identity of the business again is correct. It should be there. It's reflected in the mission statement. So we are having C and D being correct there. So it means A is correct. So we try to move on to the next part of the question. Right, we move on to the next part of the question. We are moving to 1.1.14. SWOT analysis stands for. We know that it's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So obviously, we have strengths and threats being the answer there, which is B. So B is correct. 1.1.15. Competitors are a business. We've got opponent, strength, supermarket, none of the above. Obviously, it's an opponent. We've got A is correct answer, 15. Then 16, macroeconomic conditions as an economic factor affect, they affect demand, supply, growth, all of the above. So you'd see that a macroeconomic condition, for example, we've got unemployment, it can be a macroeconomic condition. When there's an increase in unemployment, it means even the demand is going to be affected. And also, we're going to see that even supply, because if demand is affected, it means also businesses are also going to be affected. So they are going to supply less products because our revenue is going to go down. So the capacity to produce also is going to go down. So it's going to affect demand, it's going to affect supply, even growth in the economy in terms of our total monetary value of goods and services that are being produced in the country will go down since supply is also going down. So it means all of the above is correct. Demand, supply, and growth also are all applicable in this case. So we have got D as the correct answer. Then we go to 1.1.17, which reads, economic forces that change the South Africa economy includes A, high interest rates, B, unemployment, C, the value of the rand, D, all of the above. So you'd see that economic forces that change the South Africa economy includes high interest rates. Also, it's correct, they do affect the South Africa economy. When there are high interest rates, it means it's going to contract economic activity in the country, because lines of credit are going to be expensive. And then we also have unemployment affecting, and then the value of the rand also, if it devalues, it means even when we are importing, it's going to be difficult for those who import their raw materials or inputs. It's going to be difficult for them since it's now expensive due to the depreciation of the currency. So you will see that all of them, D will be correct there. So D is correct. Then we go to the last one, which is 1.1.18. Barriers to entry of a new business or entrance into an industry with an established business includes. So barriers to entry. Maybe we might want to understand what we mean by barriers to entry of a new business or entrance into an industry. So we are saying when we are having barriers to entry, these are restrictions that are there that are limiting other businesses to enter that industry. They become barriers to entry. So they come as fixed costs that must be incurred by a new entrant before they enter the industry. So this is what we have. So the question is saying barriers to entry of a new business or entrance into the industry with an established business include. So we are trying to identify the barriers of entry there in the responses that we are given. There, A is brand identification, cost advantages, government policies. D, you have got government policies, customer loyalty. Customer loyalty can never be a barrier. So this one is already out. Customer loyalty again on C, out. Then we have got language, education, and capital. So you'd see that according to the responses that we are given there, the correct answer that we have is A, which is saying brand identification, cost disadvantages, and government policies. Government policies can also be a barrier because they might limit some businesses to enter that industry. And also cost disadvantages also will also limit. So A is the correct answer that we have there. So this is what we have, guys, in terms of the multiple choice section on the paper one of the question paper of June 2024. Let's stay tuned for more videos to come as you prepare for exam. Let's subscribe and share. Let's share the video to those who are interested in it. We'll meet again in the next video. As for this video, I'm out.